The following video is brought to you by the guys at the Wrecking and Racing Podcast, a NASCAR podcast made by the fans for the fans. Check them out at www.wreckingandracing.com, facebook.com/wreckingandracing, and Twitter @wreckingandracing. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saki here, and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 season. We are in the middle race of the round of 8. Brandon on the pole here at Texas Motor Speedway in that wreckingandracing.com Camaro. We've got our win from Martinsville. We are in the championship round. It doesn't matter what we do today, so I'll try to stay out of everyone's way and let the race come to us. It's about 37 laps or so. In this event, we will have to pit at least one time. Very fast, very slick, mile and a half, Texas Motor Speedway coming down to the green. Brandon is the control car. He will come down and get ready to take the green flag. Green, green, green. Let's see if we can get the jump, and we beat him back to the line, but hopefully NASCAR doesn't black flag us for beating the leader on a start. Brandon will take the low line, get up to fourth gear. It looks like he's a little loose. Harvick follows below, and we have Brad Keselowski in the 2. And is that Michael McDowell in the 34 fighting back on that K-Love car? Very interesting to see McDowell up here. Really loose on corner entry right there. We managed to catch it. We had plenty of track above us. Let's see if we can get the drive off of the wall here. Bounce off the wall just a little bit, but hopefully that doesn't affect our handling. We need to get everything we can out of these tires, but the car is just really wicked loose right now. Chase Elliott puts the 34 up top, and that's going to possibly bottleneck us. Big run down to the bottom, the 48, the 22, and Harvick and Keselowski are around Brandon. Brandon's got a little bit of a cushion in the points. If he finishes third, that's still a pretty good day for him, although I know he's going for the win. Let's go for the position under McDowell here, follow the 22 of Logano. Looks like Chase Elliott will get his nose to the inside up there as well. And single filing out here for the most part. Let traffic figure themselves out, and then we can start passing these guys one at a time. We'll get under Logano here and see the 24 of William Byron in that UniFirst Camaro, the 42 of Larson, who is still in the round of 8, as well as Clint Boyer, who was unfortunately eliminated after the round of 12. So there could be a spoiler today, though Harvick is in the round of 8. A win here for Harvick would put him straight into Homestead. Brandon's going to try to make that not happen here. Looks like we're settled in, and if we can ride until the yellow, until the yellow comes out or until pit stops come out, whichever happens first, we want to be pitting about the halfway mark. So lap 18 or so, we'll be down on pit road, so we have to make these tires last all 18 laps. We don't want to really go for broke quite yet. Brandon is, though. He has got the lead from Kevin Harvick and paces the field, and we're sitting here nice and easy in the top 10. And like I said, we don't need a win here. Good finish, for our sponsor, Europa Universalis 4 by Paradox. It'd be a good day, but we don't need to win. But if the opportunity presents itself, we can see what happens here. Keselowski looking to the inside of the 4. Kevin Harvick shuts the door. Chase Elliott will follow Keselowski right on his back bumper. It looks like Chase is feeling racy today. Chase was unfortunately also eliminated after the round of 12. So Chase could play spoiler, as well as Brad Keselowski, who was eliminated in the round of 12. I tell you, these guys just needed to make it through that round, and everything would be gravy for them. Kind of like real life, how it played out, that if Brad had a good middle round, he could have gone on very easily, but a few crashes took Brad out of the running, and basically the same thing here. Speaking of running, great run on the 14. I don't know what happened to Clint Boyer there, but we will more than happily take that spot. And it looks like William Byron is giving Kyle Larson everything he can handle, then a big gap up to the 9. And Keselowski and Harvick is keeping Brandon honest. He's got, a 4 car length lead or so, and not pulling away. Although I'm not sure if Brandon is saving tires at this juncture or if the cars are just that even. We'll get under the 42. Can we get under the 24 as well? Get it a twofer inside turn 3. Larson backs out. Boyer will follow us to the bottom, and we should be able to complete that pass off of turn 4. Nope, Chase is still up there in the dog leg. We should be able to drive into turn 1 okay. Yes, indeed, we will clear William Byron and set sight on Chase Elliott, who is passing Harvick, so Harvick loses 2 spots, Keselowski and then Chase, but Brandon still leads, and that battle, as you can see, extended Brandon's lead quite a bit. Now this side-by-side battle will help us tremendously to maybe get us in the top 3 here. If Chase cannot get around Harvick, both of these guys will be reeled right back into us here. Hopefully Brad doesn't get too big a lead on us, but looking in the mirror, there's only 3 cars, so this lead pack that we're in is on rails and flying for sure. We may actually catch up to lap traffic by the time pit stops are to begin. If that is the case, we'll probably pit right before we get to the lap cars so we don't have to worry about bobbing and weaving and getting ourselves into a bad situation with a lap car. And Chase is looking hungry, looking under that too, so Chase completed that pass and reeling in Brad Keselowski off of turn 2. We're going to get a run here on Harvick, get that pull down the back straightaway. Are we going to get inside turn 3? We rolled it a whole lot better. We're right on the rear bumper of Kevin Harvick now, keeping that right front in the air just a bit. We'll see if we can drive and dive into turn 1. Harvick got a little bit better launch off the dog leg. Let's see if we can set the car a little bit. And we should be able to run him off of turn 2 here. We can pick up the throttle right there and inside. Yes, indeed. And Chase Elliott will allow us to pull up just a little bit more, and we can actually pin the 2 of Brad Keselowski to this top. If Chase doesn't bog down, what's going on, Chase? Tell you what, Chase Elliott came to a stop on that bottom. Really killed our momentum. We're still on the high side. We may be able to make this work. Let's sail it in on the outside. We'll get the run off of turn 2. I think their tires are really starting to fall off. We got tremendous run off of Chase Elliott, and now looking to the inside of Brad, probably to the outside of Brad if I have to say. He's going to hold that bottom. We can play patient and look to the inside. We're really not in a spot to really push. The tires are starting to wear out just a bit, having to put a lot more wheel into it. Where we're really gaining is on quarter entry. We're diving in a whole lot better and able to pick up the throttle a whole lot sooner. And Brad is keeping us honest. He's really racing hard for this second spot. Let's see if we can get a right front outside of him. See if we can get our nose on the corner. No, we'll try the crossover here. Look to the inside on the dog leg. And we will take the inside groove and put us to second. And now we're sitting pretty for pit stops, really. Brandon does have a sizable lead there. Almost half a straightaway. Well, actually a half a straightaway and more. Not a whole straightaway, but there he is. So we can either hope that Brandon's tires really start to fall off, Brandon catches lap traffic, or maybe we can get on pit road a little bit better or get off pit road a little bit better. What we cannot do, though, is take just 2 tires. The tire wear on all 4 tires is pretty even, and they're all pretty worn. So 2 tires at this juncture would really kill the second half of our race, and not worth it. I mean, if I knew it was a winning move, I would do it, but I don't believe it is a winning move at all. So we'll see if we can chip away at this lead bit by bit until we get to the halfway mark. I don't believe any cars are out of this race just yet. Texas is known for some pretty big crashes. Its first inaugural race in the very first turn was a demolition derby of sorts. But so far, a pretty clean race today. Aside from us getting into the wall a couple times on lap 1, of course. Those first couple laps, the car was pretty evil. Now the car is starting to settle in and getting closer to the tight side. Brandon sure is scraping that inside, though. When he dives into these corners, he is definitely going for broke. Taking that late brake approach. Still don't see any lap cars, so we should be free and clear once we come to pit road. trying to visually see what our interval is. Let's see if we can close up here, though, coming to pit road. And indeed, Brandon is really conservative. Let's get down here and whoa, okay. I nearly did what I did last fall in the 2000 series when I spun coming to pit road under green here at Texas. Managed to save it, though, and we managed to close up a lot on Brandon. We'll be able to pull straight into our pit stall. He will be in pit stall 1. We will be in pit stall 2. All right, boys, 4 tires and fuel. Let's do it. Right sides are on. Left sides are coming on. Pit crews look fairly even. Brandon's left sides went up right when ours did. He got a little bit better on the gun on the left side, but either way, a massive gain. We can read wreckingandracing.com podcast on that rear deck lid. Now we just need to get up to speed and hope the race stays green. Otherwise, we'll be trapped a lap down, and we are going to be so much faster than these guys. We're going to really have to play it safe around them. There goes Bubba Wallace in the 43 to our outside. We'll be able to drive right back to the bottom. And there's Brandon fighting with the 38 of Chris Buescher. We'll catch the 21 of Paul Menard quick, fast, and in a hurry. We don't want to let Brandon get too far in front. And this is the position we really found ourselves in throughout the year. Was Brandon was right in front of us, picking through lap traffic. And something happened to where we would lose Brandon a bit. All right, these cars are coming to pit road. They made that pretty awkward left turn. So luckily, all these guys are going to clear the way. We don't want anyone to screw up coming to pit road and bringing out a yellow. We're going to go hard here. All right, there is Kevin Harvick coming off pit road. So we're going to make up that spot again. And it looks like Logano is out there. And I don't know if Logano has pitted yet. But also, I don't know if Logano is even part of the lead pack. But there he goes down pit road. A little bit of a scrape, nothing too awful major. More cars coming off pit road. There's the 9 of Elliott and the 2 of Keselowski. So if that was the race for position, we are really going to haul the mail here and really start to gap them. There's a car coming off pit road there. Now, I think that is the Arctic car, perhaps Cole Witt, I believe. So that's a lap car that we gained a lot of ground on because before pit stops, we didn't see any lap traffic, and now we are right behind lap traffic. And Brandon's starting to gap us just a little bit, but I think that's going to pay off in the later run. As long as we can stay within drafting distance, we should be okay. Of course, now these lap cars coming out of Jeffrey Earnhardt is going to be slowing us down. Let's see if we can time this to where we can get to the bottom. Yes, indeed. We'll get right to the bottom there. David Gilliland almost forcing us to the grass, but no worries. Brandon got around that Arctic car and looking forward for more lap positions. And I believe the entire field has rotated through. So we'll be back on the lead lap in first and second. So this is a battle for the lead. And it looks like these lap cars might be going side by side. Yes, indeed. It looks like either Buescher or perhaps Allmendinger there going under the car. Brandon really has nowhere to go. He's in a rolling roadblock of sorts. He's still driving in hard, though, as indicated by the sparks. But, yeah, that 96 of DJ Kennington is giving him everything he can handle. I think that forced him to slow up a bit. The 75, all right, they're going to go to the bottom. They're going to stay single file. That works out well for us. Casey Mears is holding his line. No, don't do that. Don't do that, Casey. All right. Let's see if we can get under him here going into the turn. No, I'm not going to chance it. And if Mears wrecks Kennington right in front of us, that's going to be a bad time. We need to get to the outside of both of these guys. Move out of the way, DJ, or I'm going to spin you like a record. All right, DJ is good. And Brandon just got around that car. I believe that's Chris Buescher. Can't tell the team cars at this distance. Once we get up there, perhaps it's AJ. But we did manage to close some ground. That was Chris Buescher. Now, the free and clear track in front of us has me worried. Brandon's really going to pick it up now until he gets to the back bumper of those cars, and we still have to deal with Chris Buescher. If we can get a run here on his outside, we should be able to carry the momentum, or we can cross him up. All right, let's cross him up here, get to his inside on the dog leg, not lose too much time. And those cars in front of us are too wide. I'm not sure if they're going to stay that way or not, but we'll stay in his tire tracks as best we can, hope for the best. Laps are ticking down now. Everyone, of course, is through pit stops, so I don't foresee any late race strategy or anyone on 2 tires trying to do something fishy. So we just need to go as we can and hope these lap cars stay side by side here. Another lap down, and they're single file now. Maybe they'll get back double file by the time Brandon gets there. He's really catching him now. So Brandon will look to the inside there, inside turn 3, and they are back to 2 wide right in front of him. Looks to be Matt Kenseth / Trevor Bayne, whoever's in the car this week, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. side by side. Ricky will fight back on the high side. And I think our tires are equalized out. I really am struggling catching Timmy Hill here. So Timmy's fresh tires and our old tires kind of equalized, but he didn't get a good run off that turn. Not as good as we did. And Brandon is having a time with these guys. I'm sure his tires are going through what we're going through. The car is really starting to push now. And it looks like Matt Kenseth / Trevor Bayne is keeping on looking to that inside of the 17, and Brandon can't really get a good fender on the outside of him. We'll stay right in the 6's tire tracks and run an ideal line and hope we can close up the gap. Brandon's sort of pinned behind that 17. Now really we need to get around Bayne a whole lot cleaner than Brandon did. The car is really starting to push. The car is having a bad time for sure. But once he gets around Stenhouse, he should be clear sailing. We need to make sure we get around these guys quick and together. Not piecemeal. Let's go, Bayne, Kenseth, both y'all. I'm going to take both of them here into turn 3. We can't afford to let them slow me up. Pushing a bit. The 17 rolled out, and now the 6 is rolling out. Good drive here. And a couple more lap cars in front. This is working out well, and that is the white rear end of AJ Allmendinger and the 32 of Matt DiBenedetto. I mean, we're right here with a few laps to go. I mean, we've got a shot at it right now. Yellow flag is out, 1 lap to go. Coming to the white flag. This is for the race right here. Let's get to the inside of Brandon. Try to get a drive, everything happening on the front stretch, and Brandon will take the yellow with 1 lap to go. Destroyed cars on the bottom of the apron. Oh, that is going to be rough. So DiBenedetto will stay on the lead lap. Brandon and I will pick up the pace car. And AJ Allmendinger will be trapped a lap down. And I guess because that caution yeah, there's a pace car. I was going to say, because the caution happened so early in the lap, the pace car is going to be about done with this lap by the time we get around. But here we come, as long as nothing catastrophic happens under that engine. Brandon is going to pick up the win in Texas here in the round of 8 and advance to Homestead, but just by that much. It wasn't a lack of effort on my part for sure. We almost had him. And had that yellow not come out, I would have been interested to see what would happen, but there is the checkered flag waving big. Brandon in that wreckingandracing.com podcast car will take Texas. All right, let's see where everyone shakes out and what exactly happened in the melee that was. Let's go back to lap 33. The wreck had already happened. Let's go to lap 32 and watch the TV cameras. Now, I believe it was coming off of turn 2 or maybe into turn 3, and I can't see the yellows at all. There, yellow flag is out. Let's go forward on the track here and see what exploded on the front straightaway. There it is. So Kyle Busch is involved. Blaney is involved. Suarez is involved. And Kyle Busch and Suarez are in the chase. All right, so looks like the culprit was perhaps Ryan Blaney, who blew an engine running in 10th. So here comes Blaney. He's at speed, picking up speed, 173. There goes the engine grenaded. He tries to get out of the way. Here comes Kyle Busch. Bam, into the wall. Kyle slides. The track closes up, and Kyle Busch takes a wallop of a hit down the track. That was huge. So Kyle will slide into Suarez, get airborne just a touch. There's Logano hard into the door. And was that Truex involved as well? Truex involved as well, and Logano. Although Truex was running in 17th, but it looked like the track closed up in front of himself and Joey. Jimmy Johnson gets through into the 19, into the 78. Bowman tags. A ton of radiator damage there for Bowman for sure. And he was running in 18th at the time. So yeah, that's going to be huge. Bowman is going to come back around. Man, so Bowman, Truex could continue. That's going to be huge for Truex's chances, I think. The fact that he is able to continue and basically make up a lap. Kyle Busch, unfortunately, was unable to continue, and that is going to be huge for his chances. So I don't know exactly where he's going to end up. But let's get on our vehicles and see where we come across the line. So coming across the line this time, the standings will refresh. Brandon will take the checkered flag. In second place, we've got me. Come on now. We've got me in second. 24th, 27th, 28th. There we go. In third is Kevin Harvick. So a good run for Kevin. Fourth for Chase Elliott. Not in the chase. Neither is Kozlowski for fifth. Hamlin for sixth. Byron is still in it. He finishes seventh. So is Larson. He finishes eighth. McMurray is out, but he finishes ninth. Clint Boyer is out, but he finishes 10th. Jimmy Johnson never made it. He finishes 11th. 12th is Eric Almirola. Let's look for more chase drivers here. Eliminated Kurt Busch is 16th. Suarez comes back in 37th. Kyle Busch in 35th. Logano in 38th. Blaney in 36th. And where was Truex when it was all said and done? 23rd. So by going in that extra lap, Truex gained, 10, 15 spots, which is 10 to 15 points that he gained. So pretty massive hit indeed for Truex and Busch. Let's just see that again. That was pretty vicious. There he was coming across the line. Kurt Busch gets it a ton right there. Up into the air with Suarez, the 22 and the 78, and Kyle Busch was done for the day. So let's take a look at the standings with one race to go in the round of 8. Kevin Harvick is your cutoff driver. Byron, 8 points to the good. Truex back there in 10 points back. It's essentially a must-win for both Kyle Busch and Suarez. Truex needs to finish 18 spots ahead of Byron and 10 in front of Harvick in order to advance. Larson needs to finish 7 spots in front of Harvick and, 16, 17 in front of Byron. Byron just has to finish 8 better than these guys. Harvick is in the danger zone. But with Phoenix to go, it's anybody's race for the last 2 spots to go to Homestead. But that's going to do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you for the next NASCAR Racing 2003 season video. Take care.